Hey, how's everybody doing? It is Saturday, November 19th, 2016. The markets are closed. It's a Saturday. It's actually a Saturday afternoon. And hey, we are going to talk about my trade with Las Vegas Sands. Okay. And I think you're going to like it. I've written multiple covered calls, and we're now at a point where the contract ends next Friday. And I think I'm going to have my shares taken away, and I'm going to let that happen. And I'm going to show you the profits that I've made in 50 days. That's what? 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 5.5 weeks. So I'm going to show you what I've done to possibly inspire you. Okay? So let's go ahead and get going. All right. Before we get going, I want to say thank you for all those that are subscribing. Okay? My numbers are not like you see on Facebook, on YouTube, but hey, with each new subscriber, I feel like I am helping somebody. Because that's what I like to do. I like to teach. As with most everything, I love teaching. And so I do appreciate you hitting the subscribe button, okay? Hit that subscribe button, and you will see that I talk about a lot of things, and I do it once or twice a week, okay? I want you to subscribe because I want you to get that email that says I just did another great covered call video. Okay, so let's start off with Las Vegas Sands. We're gonna talk Las Vegas Sands the whole way because I have made some decent trades on Sands, and I love it. But one thing I want to clear up, and I may have made a mistake here, but I believe Las Vegas Sands is one of those companies that, even though they're not an S&P 500 company, I believe they're an S&P 500 company. Largely, one of their competitors, Wynn. Okay, Wynn is an S&P 500 company, and it has a market cap of like $10 billion. Whereas Sands, Las Vegas Sands, has like a $40 to $50 billion market company. They're probably the leader in casinos around the globe. I love Las Vegas Sands. They pay close to a $3 dividend, okay? Through this whole downturn in Macau and China, with the casinos and the profits and this and that, Sands has held up nicely. Wynn was trading at $250. It got down to the 40s. Sands trade as high as 87, and it fell down into the 40s as well. Now, they all took a hit. But things are changing. Things are getting better. And now Sands is at $60. It's one of those companies that Wall Street sells them off, but Wall Street buys them back up. And that's what we always talk about. We want to own the stocks that Wall Street will buy up when they get cheap. When the markets get cheap and money flows back into the markets, Sands, in my opinion, is one that I want to own because they will buy it back up. So looking at Sands, I'll tell you what I've done here. So first of all, let's go to my dollar cost average on Sands. And I hope you could see this. Love Las Vegas Sands. So as you can see, I invested only 300 shares on this trade, okay? Bought it back November 30th, okay? Pardon me, no. That was, September 30th. Notice my dollar cost average was 57.71. And look what I've done here. I have written, since this time, this many call options on it. Now, what's happening there? So what's happening there is, since I bought it back here, as it falls, right? I get paid a premium. The stock falls. That premium goes from, let's just say, $1. Say on any one of those, I got paid $1. And the stock went down to the point where I bought it back, right? Cleared my obligation for that trade. And I then went and I wrote another covered call, picking up another full premium. And I was able to do that multiple times without my shares being taken away. So you could see what's happening here. As I rate each of these covered calls, I'm adding adding or taking away from my cost basis, which leaves me, okay, 50 days later with a dollar cost of $54.79. Now, that makes the trade even. Well, in this case, I don't have to make the trade even. Sands is now trading effectively over 60, and my most recent covered call will probably cash me out taking my shares. And this is pretty much my last trade that I'm going to do here, because what I'd like to do is myself, I want to sell Sands, and I think I'm going to roll back into Wins and play Wins, because Wins is now fallen into the low 90s, and I'd love to get back into Wins. Here's the last trade, or this is the current trade I'm in. So as you can see right here, I went ahead and wrote a covered call right about here. Okay, I don't know what the stock price was, but you can see it's right in this. And what I did is I wrote I got a 50 cent for a 59.50. Okay, now the stock is clearly up here. Okay, but this is my maximum gain, this blue line right here. So when I wrote this at 58.50, it was really tight, and I knew that. And actually, there was a point where I thought that I might be able to buy that one back and write it again, but it turned around and drove right through my 59.50. I knew I was going to have to buy it back here, right? Because the market maker will take my shares. Now it has crossed that line and it is heading north. The only thing I can really hope for there is, if I want to keep my shares, is that next week the markets peel back and it falls down in here somewhere. I either let it expire or worthless, or I buy it back in this range here. Okay, and then maybe just selling my shares and going ahead and take the profit, and we move on. Okay, so this is a situation where I've been able to write multiple calls. Okay, multiple calls on one stock, collecting all of those little mini paychecks in what I believe to be a semi-safe play. Okay, and then at the end of the contract, I end up picking up my full value that I wanted, $59.50. And in this 50-day period, 5.5 weeks, that was a almost 9% gain in 5.5 weeks. So as we talk about covered call writing, I love being the house. I love selling calls. I love dictating the terms where I own the stock. I will give somebody the right but not the obligation to buy my shares at a certain price that I dictate, and I also pick the time frame. Okay, so I'm able to pocket that premium. I'm able to get my price if my shares were taken away. I put that percentage in my pocket. We then can write the next guaranteed income covered call, whichever stock that might be. Okay, so as always, I surely hope if you're writing covered calls, you're having success. One thing I want to leave you on before I leave here, and I'm not sure if you learned anything today, but I do know that a lot of people like to see some of my active calls and just talk about them. Maybe this inspires you. Maybe it doesn't. But I'm just going to show you that this is since August, by the way, since August. These are what I keep talking about. Okay? These are the mini paychecks we collect writing covered calls. You watching that? Look at that. Look at that. I want to pick up crumbs. I want to pick up crumbs. And the one thing I love to do is pick a great S&P 500 type company. I want to write a nice little out of the money call, and I want to pick up that little crumb at 50 cent to 80 cent premium. Not much risk in my opinion. And if our shares are taken away, that's all right. We get that 1 to 2%. And if we do that week over week, or maybe 2 weeks over 2 weeks, Okay? One, we're active in the market. We're learning. We're always being educational, getting a financial education. And three, you just see the instant gratification of getting that little mini paycheck. And it excites me to do it time and time again. And what that does is it boosts my idea of building a covered call millionaire mindset. And hey, again, I hope I can do this. I can continue to do this. And when I'm in retirement, I hope to do this for my income and for all those little extras in life. So hey, until next time, I hope, actually till next time, which might be tomorrow, I'll do another video. Check back. We're going to talk a little bit about real estate and covered call writing. Okay? This is going to be a good video tomorrow. But hey, until next time, I hope all your covered calls are profitable.